Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy low-carb chocolate cake using just these ingredients. Now, I've been experimenting with this recipe for a while. I wanted something which could be made all in one bowl, one ingredient at a time, everything added in, and just create the most wonderful decadent chocolate cake, and that is just what this is. And as always, I've written a full blog post which I'll leave down below, which will have the full step-by-step instructions, the recipe that you can pin, bookmark and save for whenever you want to make this lovely low-carb chocolate cake. And make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment to let me know if you give this cake a try. So I'll give you a quick run through of the ingredients and then we'll get cooking. So we've got butter here. What I do first thing in the morning is I cube up the butter, pop it in a bowl and let it soften through the day. And it's now after lunchtime and I feel like making a chocolate cake, and that is what I'm going to do. So we've got the softened butter, we've got fresh Irish cream, I've got stevia, but you can use your sweetener of choice. I'm using coconut flour, but don't be put off by the coconut flour. It really doesn't have too much of a coconutty taste. My husband is not a huge fan of coconut treats, but this just doesn't. You don't taste it at all, but it binds together and just works wonderfully well. We've got salt. I'm going to use cocoa powder, and we've got eggs and vanilla. So that's it. We're going to add everything in one at a time, starting by adding the stevia into the batter. So I have preheated my oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, which is why there's noise in the background. And I've lined a round baking tin with baking paper, make sure it's well greased, and so it'll all be ready to go when I am ready. So we've got 125 grams of softened unsalted butter here. I'm adding in 1/3 cup of our stevia. Keep that 1/3 cup out, add 1/3 cup of cream. Makes it moist and super creamy. A teaspoon of vanilla, a pinch of salt, and 4 eggs. And now we'll whisk it all together. And I'm using my electric beater, and I'm just going to whisk it until it's all smooth. Go. That's kind of perfect. And now we'll add in our cocoa powder and our coconut flour. There's just 1/4 cup of each going in. You won't think that 1/4 cup of coconut flour will be enough for this cake, but it is perfect. Okay, to make it nice and chocolatey, and we'll give it a whisk in. There you go. It might look a bit lumpy, but it is perfect. So now we've really just got to pour it into our prepared baking tin. There you go. We'll move that out the way. I've got my baking tin here, and we'll just pour in the mixture. And then it's going to go into the oven. When I've baked this, it's been 35 minutes has been the perfect amount, but you might need more or less depending on your oven. I'd have a watch for about 20-25 minutes and cook it until it is perfectly done. Now this is a low carb, it has no gluten in it or anything like that, so it isn't going to rise up as a big huge chocolate cake, but it is delicious and perfect. So I'm going to pop it in the oven and I'll show you once it comes out. The cake is out the oven. The house smells pretty amazing while it's been baking. I'm just going to let it cool in the tin for a little bit, and then I'll move it off onto a plate. And it's unmolded, and it is a tiny little disc of a cake. If you want to make a much bigger one, I just suggest doubling the recipe, maybe making it in 2 tins and then sandwiching it together so you've got a little bit more height to it. But it smells pretty amazing. I'm going to let it cool completely, and then you could just enjoy it just like this, or top it with some frosting, and I do have a recipe for that in the blog post down below, and I'm going to make that in a sec, and I will ice it and show you the finished cake and cut into it too next. And my cake is nice and cool, so I'm going to make some frosting. I've got here just 4 ingredients. We've got 25 grams of unsalted butter, a few tablespoons of cream, some stevia, and chocolate. So you can use whatever chocolate you like. 85% plus will be the lowest carb, and then just add stevia to taste. And we're going to melt it over low heat until we've got a lovely frosting, and then we'll spread it over our cake. Everything's melting together nicely. Just keep it over a low heat, keep a watch of it, and as soon as the chocolate and butter is melted, we'll take it off the heat to cool. And there you go, the chocolate is nice and melted and lovely pool of chocolate over there. So I'm going to now just let that cool down, because if you pour it over now, it's just a bit too runny. I like to just let it thicken slightly on cooling, and then we'll cover our chocolate cake with the frosting. Okay, cake is cool, frosting is cool. Let's put it all together now. So I'm really just going to pour the chocolate over the cake. I'll put most of it over, save that back, and just smother it around. Cake decorating is not one of my strong suits. I am pretty sure you'll be able to do a better job than me, but I just like to just spread it all over the cake and the rest of it. Oh, just so you got a lovely chocolate disc over here. Definitely going to drip over a bit, but that's okay. We like chocolate. Oh yeah. Okay. Final smothering. Oh, yep. Now I'm just going to let it cool, and then we'll cut in and see how it looks inside. And there you go. I've cut a slice out of it. Let's see how it looks inside. Perfect chocolate cake. I absolutely love this. It's a great chocolate dessert. If you're wanting something chocolatey and you've been low carb for a while, you just know you want to have a cake that's a little sugar-free, low carb, this is kind of perfect. Have to try that little piece. Oh, perfect chocolate cake. And as I mentioned, the full recipe will be down below, which you can click through to pin, bookmark and save whenever you want this lovely chocolate cake. And make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment too. Let me know if you give this cake a try and how you enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.